Hello everyone, myself Dr. Neni Mittal and I'm a physiotherapist by profession. Today we are going to start with the topic circulatory system. Circulatory system. What is circulatory system? Basically, it is the pumping and the regulating of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood throughout the body. Okay, now what is the basic organ of that circulatory system? That is heart. Okay, heart works together with lungs to circulate the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in the body. Okay, so now let's start with that. Circulatory system. Suppose this is our heart and these are the four chambers of heart. This is right atrium, this is right ventricle, this is left atrium and this is left ventricle. Okay, now what happens when the deoxygenated blood which is flowing through in our body, that comes from the veins, the systemic veins to the right atrium. Now suppose these are the systemic veins that brings the deoxygenated blood from the body to the right atrium. Then this blood goes from right atrium to the right ventricle through tricuspid valve opening. When the tricuspid valve opens, okay, what happens? Okay, let me first draw the O diagram. This is the pulmonary artery which brings deoxygenated blood. Suppose this is our lungs. Now, what happens? The pulmonary artery from the right ventricle brings the deoxygenated blood through pulmonary artery to the lungs. Then from lungs, the CO2 is transferred to the lungs, which is passed out through our nose to outside, and the O2 which alveoli has, they give it to pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein. Okay, this is an exception. Pulmonary artery always carries deoxygenated blood and pulmonary vein always carries oxygenated blood, and this is a only exceptional vein and artery which functions contrary to each other's name. Then the oxygenated blood comes to the left atrium. Oxygenated blood comes to left atrium, and here the bicuspid valve opens and the blood transfers to left ventricle. From left ventricle, the blood passes to aorta. Okay, blood passes to aorta, and here we have the semilunar valves. What we call them? Semilunar valves, and these are called the AV valves, atrioventricular valves. These are the atrioventricular valves. The tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve are atrioventricular valves, and the pulmonary semilunar valve, and this is also a semilunar valve. Okay, now from aorta, the oxygenated blood goes to body, each cell. Okay, now I'll tell you in short what happens actually. The deoxygenated blood comes from the systemic veins to the right atrium, and then from right atrium it goes, the tricuspid valve opens and it goes to right ventricle. Then from right ventricle the semilunar valves opens and the deoxygenated blood goes to lungs. Then from lungs, CO2 is transferred to the lungs and alveoli which carries O2 that gives to the capillaries. Through capillaries that goes from pulmonary vein to the right ventricle. Then from left atrium. Then from left atrium, the bicuspid valve opens and the blood transfers to left ventricle. and then from there it goes to the aorta, and aorta transfers it to the body. So here we complete it. Okay, thank you.